So you want to get started with writing your very first song, or at least your first complete song, but you don't really know where to start? Well, welcome. You have come to the right place. We have our framework, but our framework can be molded to whatever your needs are, right? Like you can move some of the order around and whatnot. I'm the same way. Melodies first. And I think there's two specific reasons why. First, because lyrics never came easily to me. I was a really bad lyric writer for a really long time, and melodies would always be so easy. Like I can listen to something and just create a ton of different kinds of melodies that make sense somehow. Yeah. Anyone can do that. Like you were 3 years old and you did it. Like you don't need to have knowledge around music or be a credible musician. And it wasn't until I was in the room with pro writers in Nashville when I was writing my first record where I was like, oh, okay. Like I started like picking up all these tips and tricks from these people. And I was like, okay, now this is making a lot more sense. Creating my framework that we are now teaching to all of our students, that came when I started teaching songwriting. Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. So you want to get started with writing your very first song, or at least your first complete song, but you don't really know where to start? Well, welcome. You have come to the right place. And to talk about how to get started with writing your very first complete song, and also the song that you actually like, because that's kind of important, I have our wonderful coach Juliana here with me virtually in the studio. Hello. Coming to us from LA. Isn't the internet a wonderful thing that we can have conversations like this?
It's wonderful. You know, I have a little camera propped up in front of my computer, and Lara's doing the same. So hopefully you guys see us and hear us okay.
Yay. Yeah, we shall see, but I'm sure it works just fine. Thank you for joining me for this session here today and to talk about songwriting. You are, besides being one of our wonderful vocal coaches, you are also our songwriting coach on staff. Yeah. So I'm very excited to have this conversation with you because you have a ton of experience with songwriting. And actually, before we started rolling, I was like earlier today, I was looking at the bios that we have of all the coaches on the website. Yeah. And on there, it says that songwriting is your main passion. Is that true?
It is. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's what I started doing before I even started singing, just like telling stories and coming up with weird things in my head. And then that transformed into song later on in life. So yeah, I love it. It's just like, I love helping students with their songs. I love taking a song and making it fit and have a natural journey. And it's just lovely.
That is so awesome because I'm the opposite. I started writing songs, maybe not initially, but when it was like more professionally, I started writing songs out of necessity, not really because that was my main passion. My main passion has always been singing. And if you... Still, maybe today, if you asked me, like, what is my dream? And that was just like my dream my entire life is like, what is your dream? It would be being a singer on stage and somebody else figures out what the dancers are doing and what songs I'm singing. Maybe not what songs I'm singing, but like, I'm not the one writing the songs. Like, that was always my dream. Like I just wanted somebody to tell me what to do and I would just sing. That's all I ever wanted to do. And quickly realized that, sorry, that's just not really how this works. Not today. Like, yes, there's still people out there that are songwriters. They're not performers and they just write songs for other people. That is still a thing, very much so. But as a newcoming artist, like if you want to have a chance of getting signed by a label or just have a career, whether you have a label or not, you need to know how to write a song. If you don't, your career is never going to take off and nobody's ever going to be interested in working with you or signing you in the first place. So you have to know how to write songs. So I did it initially out of necessity and I was so bad at it. Oh my God, I was so bad at it. And then I learned more about songwriting at Berkeley
Yeah.
during college. And honestly, I was still very much stuck with songwriting. I still very much felt like my songs are still not good, especially the lyrics. I was always struggling with lyrics. I could write melodies all day long, but lyrics I was still struggling with. And it wasn't until I was in the room with pro writers in Nashville when I was writing my record, my first record, where I was like, okay. Like I started like picking up all these tips and tricks from these people, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, now this is making a lot more sense. And then, creating my framework that we are now teaching to all of our students, that came when I started teaching songwriting. Like I didn't necessarily understand that I had a framework. I would always follow it, but I didn't know what it was. I would just automatically do it.
Yeah.
And then when it came to teaching other people how to do it, I was like, okay, how do I actually really go about songwriting? And I was like, oh, this is actually a framework that I'm following. So that's been very helpful since then. Honestly, since teaching other people how to write songs, I've gotten a lot better at writing
Yeah.
songs myself. It's so
Teaching
funny.
teaches you. That's something I've
100%.
learned throughout the years. I'm like, sometimes I'd be saying things and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I knew that. Like,
Yep.
where did that come from? That's funny. Yeah.
Do you remember the first song that you wrote?
I do. So I used to just come up with the weirdest things. But I wrote my first official song when I was about 3 years old. Um, I was a very scary, like, scary cat kid. Like, everything scared me. So my way of coping was music, just coming up with things. So I wrote a song, a shower, bath song, whatever. I guess I used music as a form of coping so that I wouldn't get scared. So I wrote it. I guess my mom was my co-writer. We can give her credit, but I came up with it, and it was about like not being scared of spiders, of hair in the shower. Like I still to this day I don't like it. Like if I see it, I'm like I don't touch it. But yeah, like my uncle had a funny hat that I hated for some reason. And like the song was just like I'm gonna translate it real quick. It was like spider's not scary. Hair is not scary. The hat is not scary. And I would just like sing it all the time so that I would be like in a good mood. So yeah, that was the first song I wrote.
That is so cute. And this story kind of reminds me of one of our students, Ireland. She started working with us when she was 5 or 6, like
Baby.
super,
Yeah.
super, super young. And I remember her coming to her first lesson, and I was like, what do you want to do? Because they came for voice lessons, not songwriting lessons. Like her and her mom came for voice lessons. And she's like, yeah, I wrote this song. I'm going to sing this song. And I was like, all right, show me what you wrote. And I was like, oh my God. Like she wrote an actual
Cute.
song. Sure, structure had like there was some areas where I'm like, okay, we can improve this, but like you were a 5-year-old writing an actual song. Like this
So
is
cute.
incredible. So that
Yeah.
your story very much reminded me of that because again, like that's not how I started at all. Like I don't
Yeah.
think I wrote my first song until I was 13 or 14, something there. And I think I only did it because my piano teacher knew that I loved pop music, and she was like, "Well, let's learn how to play chords so that you can accompany yourself,
Right.
and now go write your own song." And I was like, "Oh, I've never written a song before, but I can do this." And I think I don't remember anything about it, but this one phrase where it was like, you just gotta choose who to struggle with, or something like that. It was all like, all relationships have issues, all relationships have struggles. You just have to choose who you're going to struggle with.
Wow. What?
deep, deep stuff
Yeah.
at like 13 or 14 or whatever. But besides that, I don't really remember anything. And honestly, I can't tell you if that truly was my first song, but that's the
Right.
first song I at least
You remember.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it's cute. I think it's important to like understand that it doesn't have to be good. It just has to be at the beginning. Like it just you're gonna write so many bad songs and you're gonna write a few great songs. You know?
Yes.
It's so funny.
Yes.
Like I kept on writing whatever silly little melodies and stories. But then I remember my first official song that I like did like verse, chorus, all that. And I showed it to one of my best friends. She was like, "Oh my God, this is so good. You should, put this out on YouTube." And I still remember that one. It's so funny. So yeah, you never know where those songs are going to take you, but I think just putting in the work is important so that you can actually get
Yeah.
somewhere.
No, 100%. So let's say somebody has a passion for songwriting, or they're like me and they're like, songwriting is a necessity for me.
Hmm.
Not anymore. I actually really enjoy it now, but that's how it started.
Good.
Um, it's, what can they do? What's like their first step that they should take?
I think just give yourself the time to be like, okay, I'm going to write a song. Not like,
Mm.
oh, let's see when it comes, like when the inspiration hits, because it might never hit.
Yes.
We'll talk about that another time. But it is important for you to like make that commitment to yourself. Like if you want to write a song, write it. Like sit down, make a little guide map. What is going to be the song about? What is my topic? What do I want to say in the first half of the song? What do I want to conclude? Like give
Mm-hmm.
yourself a little bit of a storyline so that then you can kind of like write as you go and fill in the gaps as needed. But yeah, I would say like number one is just set time for yourself and your song.
And make the choice to just do it,
Yeah.
right? Like just make it an active choice to sit down and write a song. And by the way, you don't need to be able to play an instrument to write a song. You can do it without, and we can talk more about that later. But just making the decision, I'm here at my piano, have my guitar with me, or I'm sitting in front of my computer and I want to write a song. You said like pick a topic to write about. Is that the first step that you usually like to take and that you tell your students to take as well? Just pick a topic?
Yeah. Especially if there's no lyrics, no melody that are coming up first, because a lot of people, myself included, like songs start with a melody. Like I'm like walking around or I'm like in the shower and like la la la. I was like, ooh, I like that. Let me repeat that. And then I
Yeah.
start writing based on that, or I have an idea that pops into my head, maybe a line of the song, and I'm like, that could be a song. Let me write that. If none of that comes first, and you're like, I want to write a song, but I'm at zero blank page, I would start with a topic. So you could pick whatever. I mean, most songs nowadays are either like love or heartache. Like choose
Yeah.
one or the other or whatever, and then
Mm-hmm.
describe your topic. Like what is the story? Is this song about you? Is it about someone else? Is there other people involved? Like la 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 la. So you can kind of like give yourself a little bit of a descriptive paragraph, and then out
Yeah.
of there you already have a couple lines.
Okay, awesome. What I usually like to do, especially what I would recommend for very, very, very beginners, even if you play an instrument, don't write with an instrument, but because then you have like another thing that you need to worry about, right? But instead, go on YouTube and find a track that
Yeah.
really speaks to you, and something where you're automatically already starting like humming melodies or something, something that you just like, that you're vibing along to. And then pick a topic around that. Like, what's the
Yep.
vibe of this? And then pick a topic around that. Because I feel like if you've never written a song before and you want to create the music and the melody and the lyrics and everything, it can
So
get very
much.
overwhelming very quickly. So I usually like to get people started off with just picking a track instead. And then pick the topic based on what the track feels like. Or you can pick the topic first and then find a
Choose
track that fits with that topic. It really
Yeah.
is up to you which way
And
you want
it's
to go
so
about it.
easy to like find something so specific. Like the other day I was with a student, I was like, okay, let's look for what was it? Like upbeat country pop. And obviously if you have an upbeat country pop song, it's not going to be about heartache necessarily.
Probably
It might
not.
be overcoming heartache, or it might be like, it's something different. So like you can, you know, use all the keywords that you want and you will find the track you're looking for, I guarantee.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. And then, okay, so we have the track and we have the topic. Do you write lyrics first, or do you write melodies first?
I'm more of a melody writer at first. Sometimes it happens that lyrics come first, but usually my melodies come first. So
Yeah.
then I, once I have a little melody and I'm like humming through it a little gibberish, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, oh, these words might fit. And then I try them out. So yeah, melody comes first for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And it's also what we teach our students too. Again, unless they already have specific lyrics that they came in with or whatever. We have our framework, but our framework can be molded to whatever your needs are, right? Like you can move some of the order around and whatnot. But anyways, I'm the same way. Melodies first. And I think for me, there's two specific reasons why. First, because lyrics never came easily to me. I was a really bad lyric writer for a really long time. And melodies would always be so easy. Like I can listen to something and just create a ton of different kinds of melodies that make sense somehow. Yes, I know music theory, but that's not why I can create melodies. I don't think about music theory when I create melodies. I just make stuff up. And anyone can do that. Like you were 3 years old and you did it. Like you don't need to have knowledge around music or be a credible musician to do it. But anyway, so that's one reason. And the other reason is melody is more important than lyrics. And I think a lot of people underestimate that or think that lyrics are more important than the melody. But if you think about it, how many songs do you love where they're maybe in a different language and you don't understand that language, you don't speak that language, but you still love the song even though you don't really know what it's about. And let's be real, you only Googled the lyrics, like the translation of the lyrics, after you decided you like the song, right? Not before. Otherwise, you would be constantly Googling lyrics. So yeah, melodies are more important than lyrics. I'm not saying lyrics are not important. Of course they're important. But melody is what gets people's attention in the first place and what gets stuck in people's heads too.
Earworms. Yeah. I think that's very true. And the more like you connect with a specific melody, then your lyrics can fit that. They don't have to be, like one is better than the other. Like it will work together as you're writing it, and of course as you develop your craft and your voice and whatever. But melody
for sure. And it's important that your melodies are singable together with the lyrics that you're creating, right? Like there's nothing worse than creating a melody and now you can't fit any lyrics to it. It's okay to like adjust the melody a little bit once you have your lyrics, but so melody is important. And then last step is lyrics. And I like to follow my 4-step lyric writing formula because like I said, if I don't have that, if I don't follow that, I literally cannot write lyrics. It sounds like a third grader wrote the lyrics. No, literally, like it's so cliche and so vague and just like it doesn't really tell a story or anything like that. So yes, sure, maybe I have like a lyric idea, like an initial like couple phrases and whatnot. But for an entire song, I always follow my 4-step lyric writing formula and it's literally foolproof. It always gets me results.
Nice. Well, how do people find out about your 4-step lyric formula, Laura?
Oh my God. Well, thank you for asking, Juliana. No. Well, the 4-step lyric writing formula is in our songwriting framework PDF. You can check that out. We're currently running a sale on it. You can get it for just $7 instead of $27 because it's our little songwriting month. So if you want to go check that out, click the link in the description below and whatnot. But it's really not that complicated once you have a system that you can follow. And then it just always helps you actually finish your songs and not get stuck after verse 1 or the chorus, right? Like, you're like, okay, well, now verse 2, what else can I say? I already said everything.
That's where people get stuck, for sure. Verse 2 is always...
Yeah, and I think it's truly because they didn't, before they started writing lyrics, figure out what am I going to say in what part of the song. Yep. That is what is that? Step 3? That is step 3. That is step 3 of the lyric writing formula. Mapping out your song before you start writing lyrics.
So important.
Yeah,
yep.
And I don't know, do you ever feel like your students are kind of like shying away from using like frameworks or formulas because they're like, no, like I just need to be creative and it'll come to me.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's like a specific songwriting class and they're like, I'm so sorry, like I haven't written anything. I'm like, okay, why? Like there's no judgment. Like we will never be like, how dare you? Like, no.
Yeah.
We won't fail you. Like it's not like that. It's more like, okay, why? And they're like, oh, I just like haven't been inspired. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's a mistake. Like, you don't have
Yeah.
to be inspired to write a song. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It, of course, is so much easier if you're inspired, but that's where you're gonna get stuck because you're gonna wait and wait and wait. It's like kind of like waiting for a wave if you're surfing. What if the
Yeah.
wave never comes? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta make
Or maybe
your own
it does
wave.
come. Yeah, like maybe it does come, but then you miss it. Like you can't
Right.
catch it because whatever circumstance, right? Create your own waves. I love that.
Yeah, create your own wave, girl. Just do it.
I love that. And that's why we have frameworks or a system or whatever it is you want to call it to make that inspiration and that creative juice, to make it flow, right? Create it yourself rather than waiting for it. I like that. I like it a lot. And then you have your whole song, right? Like you start out with a track or with a chord progression. If you want to write your own chords, go ahead and write your own chords. I won't stop you. Then picking a topic of the song, creating some melodies, and then creating some lyrics, following the 4-step lyric writing formula if you want to. What are the 4 steps? Just real quick. The first step is picking your overall topic of the song. The second step is topic writing, just writing what you feel about and what you're thinking about, if it like around that topic that you picked. Then mapping out your song. What are you going to say in which part of this, like in all the different parts of the song. And then the last step is writing lyrics. So if you want to dig deeper into what that lyric writing formula is, again, it's in the PDF. Go check that out. But yeah, and then you have your whole song and it's done. And then record it. I think that's a big mistake that people usually make is they write the lyrics down, maybe a chord progression if they wrote the chord progression, but then they don't like record the audio for it. And then it's gone. Don't do it.
Gone with the wind. The amount of times I've lost melodies, I'm like, oh, someone else is going to use that melody one day and I'm going to hate.
There you go. Yeah. Always record your stuff. Record as you're writing so that you're not forgetting, and then record the finished song too so that you have it, and then save it somewhere on your computer or your phone or somewhere where you're not going to lose it. And then you can start building up your little songwriting repertoire. I love it. Yes. Little library of your own songs.
Cute.
So cool. I love it. Don't overthink it. Just get started, right? That's what you said from the beginning. Any other little tip before we wrap up?
Don't be afraid to be bad. It's going to be bad. If it's your first song, it's going to be bad. Just accept it.
Yep.
Your second song might be better. Your third song will probably be better. And then your 15th song is going to be so freaking good. So just do it. Just sit and do it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Go and do it. Make the choice to do it. Don't be afraid to be bad. And download the formula. Anyways, thank you, Juliana, for joining me here today. We will see you in the next episode. You'll be joining me there too. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Oh, and by the way, we're also hosting a live class on how to write songs you'll actually like. Whether you've written many songs or 0 songs, you should totally join us in that class because we're going to help you actually take action. Because I think what a lot of people struggle with is they consume content and they learn about whatever it is they want to learn about, but then they never actually do anything with it and they're not taking action. So we'll help you take action. Come and join us in the class. It's happening on October 14th. That's a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. The information is in the description below as well. It's free to join. There's also a VIP option if you want to upgrade and get access to the replay and a Q&A session that's for VIP onlys and so forth. The information is down there. Go check it out. Anyways, we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in and we'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.